You can't get a straighter, more perfect line than that. Look at that. Nice and straight. No bobbly boobs on there. No oopsie doodles. Nothing. Hardly any waste of the caulking. And every time you put that caulking on, should be pretty much the same. Okay? Let's keep on going. Hope you're getting an idea. I'll wipe that off. See how my tip is cut at an angle, and I don't want that tip too big, and I don't want to put it straight like that. See, I got it at the angle. Just get it in there. You can see how not to put too much on there. You know, if I squirted too much, you'd see a whole big thing. See right there was just a hair too much, huh? I was trying to show you. All right, I'm going to stop here because I don't think you can see any much further than that. Take that off, wipe that. Now see my fingers building up right there. Way too much because I have put on too much right there, see? There's my staging on my hand. I'm going to stay wide first. I see right there it was a little bit, so I could do that. Now that line is just a hair wider than that one. So I'm going to take some off. And I'm taking it off at the bottom. I'm pushing in a little bit more. And I can feel it building up on my finger. That's why you want a clean finger each go, see? Got extra off of there. That's why I don't want to do too much the first go, because I can come back and I can control my line, can't I? Now I can take off just a hair more. I'm putting pressure on the floor. I'm looking at my line over here. I'm eyeballing that to see, and I've got just a little bit right in there that I need to clean off of the floor. Okay. Wipe my finger, wipe the floor, wipe there. Okay. I'm looking at that. Now that is perfect. And see, I got it on there, but I can control that because I didn't try to take it all off in one go. Now see how that line is just as straight as over there. It's just as thick. It's not too thick. It's lined up. And that's about the size I want. When you first start doing your job, figure out how thick of a line you want, okay? Before you get too far. Then you just simply match your line up with the rest, okay? Okay. Let's do some more now. See, because I have the door open, I can put this caulking tube right out the door at the same angle. I'm not hitting anything. I'm just going to stop it right here for now. That. Okay. I'm not trying to take all of it off. I'm just trying to smooth it and keep it so it's not going to come out from underneath my finger. And now I'm going to wipe that excess off. I'm going to do that right around this corner. That. Now I can go back. Because I want it just a hair thinner, and I can see where I need to hit some right there. And so I just take that right there. Okay, I'm watching. I'm looking at the line. I'm looking at that. Right in there needs to be just a hair closer. I'm just going to press my finger in just a hair more right in there. Okay. Take that off. That's looking pretty good. Now I'm just gonna go along the floor, wiping the floor off. I'm cleaning the floor off right there. That way you don't get any of the white residue on there. I'm just having a nice even swirl right there. That's it. That's all I'm doing on that. Okay. And I'm gonna go around this just to here. Okay. But see that? Look how nice that is. And it blends in with the other line, about sticking out about as far as that line, right? See there? So I've got a little bit more to do, and I'm gonna kind of mess around with this, wiping that tip off. I got to keep finding dry, places where the caulking's not, and that's just nice and quick. I don't have to mess up a rag and keep wiping off on the rag, because it's very simple to clean that off with my bucket of water and my sponge. And I always need my wet sponge anyways. This is way easier to do it with the wet sponge than a wet rag, I think, because then I can rinse off if I get any caulking on there. I can rinse it off. Okay. Now this looks like the trim was cut a little bit too high there. So see, I can build it up, and I'm just moving this back and forth, and that's helping me fill all those voids in. Okay. I'm just squirting extra in there. And I'm going to try to take that off the same technique as my base. I'll keep my pressure on the outside there. I'm just going to do it once first. See, I've got a little bit, take that off so I can kind of go through there. Now this here, go that way with my left finger, and this way with my right. Okay, now it looks like I need to just put a little bit more in there. That's all right, I can do that. And I can take that. I don't want to get up on the trim too far, because my thought is I don't want to paint this. I don't want to paint the base or the door jamb. It's already been painted. Okay, so I'm just trying to do down here. And when you think it's good, you don't want to keep messing with it. Okay, so now what I've got is the same amount of caulking. See how it's coming out on the floor a little bit, and now it's coming out on the floor right in there. I'm matching the existing just like that, and I'm done. And just in time too, I've been watching my camera. My battery is flashing at me, and I think it'll get this, but with this type of caulking, it's nice and easy to rinse off, so I can get ready to do some more. And before I go any further, I'm going to have to get another battery for my camera. I've got one in the other room all charged up and ready to rock and roll. Okay, that's what my bucket of water's for, and my sponge, my rag. See how white the water is now? That used to be clean water. Okay, I'll go get my next battery. I think it's still running. See how much nicer that looks? Doesn't that look done professional? It looks all nice and clean, not like it was before. Okay, that's what this happens to be in the bathroom. This is what your bathroom could look like. Nice and clean and finished off, just like this, okay? Think about using caulking and doing it yourself. The main trick is, if you've got a little bit of old caulking there, I would scrape that off, even if you think, well, I'm going to cover it. Well, you need to have all that stuff off. You can clean off your floor, spray it with some simple green, clean it a little bit, let it dry before you get ready to put your new caulking down. You can do it just like I did it, okay? It doesn't take that long. If you're still watching, you can see that it didn't take me that long, and I didn't really waste that much caulking. The floor is nice and clean. I don't have any residue on there, and because I did it so nice, I don't really have any residue up at the top of that line either. It blends right into the white baseboard. It almost looks like somebody did some caulking down here and then somebody painted the baseboard and tried to make a line down here on the caulking. But not the case. You did all that with just white caulking. That white caulking really blends in nicely with a bright white baseboard. Okay, there you go. Hey, I'll be back in a minute, show you a little bit more. If you're still watching.